Eurasier is the youngest German breed of dog. The Eurasier, or Eurasian dog, is a breed of dog of the Spitz type that originated in Germany. It is widely known as a wonderful companion that maintains its own personality, has a dignified reserve to strangers, a strong bond to its family, and that is relatively easy to train. History of the breed. In 1949, the Austrian scientist, Nobel Prize winner, Konrad Lorenz, in his book, The Ring of Solomon the King, writes about two types of domestic dogs. The first type dogs, devoted to only one owner and distrustful of strangers, the second type dogs, good-natured with all people and easy to train. The former are difficult to teach, and the latter are too trusting of outsiders. Lorenz talks about how the occasional mating of his German Shepherd and Chow resulted in puppies that combined the best qualities of both types. The character of these dogs is described in detail in his book, Man Finds a Friend, 1954. Julius Whipfield was interested in these works. In the post-war years, a Spitz-like dog came into his house, which had an exceptional intelligence and devotion. Subsequently, Whipfield was never able to find a worthy replacement for her, and then his wife came up with the idea of breeding her own breed of dogs. Julius Whipfield started creating a new breed with Charlotte Baldamus, who opened the Jägershof Kennel. Julius Whipfield has set himself the goal of creating a northern-type breed with a beautiful, attractive color and charming character, well adapted to life at home. Chows of red and black colors and Wolfspitz were taken as a basis. In the early 1970s, biologist Werner Schmidt became interested in the new breed. He bought a puppy from the Jägershof Kennel and got involved in the process of breeding the breed. During this time, Schmidt was writing his doctoral dissertation with Konrad Lorenz, who found a great similarity between the Eurasier and the dog described in his book. He also purchased a puppy from Charlotte Baldamus and later wrote that he had never met a dog more loyal than this. In the 1970s, the blood of the Samoyeds was added to the resulting type of Eurasier. In the 1980s, the breed was named, the first club was opened in Germany. The breed is recognized by the FCI Eurasier as popular in Germany and is gradually gaining popularity in other European countries. Appearance. The Eurasier is a balanced, well-constructed, medium-sized Spitz-type dog with prick ears. It comes in different colors: fawn, red, wolf gray, solid black and tan. All color combinations are allowed, except for pure white, white patches, and liver color. Fédération Cynologique Internationale (FCI) standards call for the Eurasier to have a thick undercoat and medium-long, loosely lying guard hair all over the body, with a short coat on the muzzle, face, ears, and front legs. The tail and the back of the front legs and hind legs should be covered with long hair. The coat on the Eurasier's neck should be slightly longer than on the body, but not forming a mane. The breed may have a pink, blue, black or spotted tongue. The male has a height of 52 to 60 centimeters at the withers and weighs between 23 and 32 kilograms, and the female has a height of 48 to 56 centimeters at the withers and weighs between 18 and 26 kilograms. Similar breeds. Eurasian dogs have the external features of the representatives of the ancestor breeds: Wolfspitz, Leica and Chow. Eurasians are included in the 5th FCI group Asian Spitz and related breeds, therefore they are similar to their other classmates. The similarities can be traced with the Northerners: Alaskan Malamutes, Siberian Huskies, Spaniels, Border Collies, Huskies, some Terriers are close to them in size, by nature Labrador Retriever, St. Bernard, Irish Setter, Beagle. By the way, many people get a Eurasier and a Samoyed, they don't get along badly. Character. Eurasiers are distinguished by their balanced psyche, energy and good learning abilities. If dogs of other breeds love and recognize only their owner, considering them the leader of the pack, then these pets adore all family members equally. They treat children well, they love to play with them, play naughty and walk with them. Get along well with other pets, even with rats and hamsters. They behave quietly and calmly in the dwelling, they practically do not bark. Loneliness is difficult to endure, falling into deep despondency, they begin to get bored. Strangers are slightly suspicious. This breed has the makings of guard qualities, but they are completely unsuitable for the role of a guard due to the absolute absence of aggression. Often they show disobedience, they are especially stubborn in training, but it is impermissible to use harshness and rudeness in education. Training should be carried out with tenderness and patience. Despite the peaceful nature, they need socialization, education and training. Intelligence and ingenuity make learning the Eurasier easy and quick. But a tired dog shows stubbornness inherited from the Chow. This will take patience on your part. Teams should be firm, but not rude. Don't punish the dog. Only positive reinforcement and regular breaks from work. Eurasiers are active and hardy, well suited for any canine sport: frisbee, agility, flyball, tobogganing and skiers. Difference between male and female. There is a visual difference between a dog and a bitch: the height at the withers. In males the size reaches 55 to 60 centimeters and bitches 48 to 56 centimeters, i.e. the latter look more miniature. It is impossible to determine by the behavior of the dog its gender. Eurasians of both sexes are playful and love to run. But some differences do exist. The process of growing up in males is slightly delayed. Because of this, they are a little more difficult to learn, as they like to be wayward. To overcome the difficult adolescence age, the owner needs to show character and show that he is the leader. Moreover, many Eurasier males are more affectionate. Young Eurasians, who have not yet taken part in mating, often become the target of attacks by dominant males. But in general, dogs of this breed, both males and females, on their own almost never provoke conflicts. Features of the content. Eurasier is suitable for living in an apartment if the owner is not afraid of the need to regularly comb the dog and take long walks. Free outdoor content is also suitable. Life in a closed aviary, or on a chain, is categorically contraindicated for this good-natured sociable creature. The Eurasier is a very active, agile dog that requires good physical and mental stress. It can be a companion for morning jogging, long hikes and active sports. Walking the dog should not be limited to winding in circles around the perimeter of the park. It must be possible to run freely, play, exercise your wit and search tasks. The complexity of caring for the Eurasier is slightly different depending on the conditions of the dog. If she lives in an apartment, regular brushing and bathing will be required. The procedures will help to minimize the amount of shedding hair and keep the coat and housing clean. Street dogs are vigorously combed out during the seasonal molt 2 times a year. In the off-season, from time to time, at will, or before the show. They bathe only if absolutely necessary. Eurasier's wool is self-cleaning. This means that when it dries up after walking in the swamp, it looks clean again. It protects the dog well from moisture in bad weather, but not from heat. Dirty and wet wool takes on a specific smell. This does not apply to pet dogs, which are washed with shampoo and conditioner once a month. It is worth considering that it is difficult to buy out the Eurasier well. It will take time to completely wet the coat, but it is even more difficult to dry it thoroughly. Claws are sheared as needed. As they become dirty, they cleanse the eyes and ears. In order to prevent dental problems, the puppy is recommended to teach it to brush its teeth and perform the procedure at least once a week. Eating Eurasier is rarely picky about food if he is not pampered and quickly gets used to the proposed type of food. These can be natural products or ready-made dry food. In any case, the diet should be balanced, appropriate for the age, size and physical activity of the dog. The Eurasians eat in moderation, they do not tend to overeat and be overweight. Health and longevity. Thanks to the joint work of the breeders of the German Eurasier Club and breed clubs in other countries, the breed was kept as healthy as possible. Currently, absolutely all dogs that are involved in breeding should be tested for the following diseases: hip dysplasia, dislocation of the patella, ophthalmic diseases, thyroid problems. All the data obtained are entered into a common database and allow you to make a competent selection of couples for health. Life expectancy is usually 12 to 14 years. According to the requirements of the parent breed club, dogs in breeding are subjected to rigorous testing in order to minimize possible health problems. Testing of offspring is encouraged to obtain as much information as possible about the health of the breed. The good health and good immunity of the Eurasier does not exclude the need to take care of its preservation. It is important that the dogs are vaccinated and treated on time against external and internal parasites. Annual checkups are recommended. Puppy price and how to choose. It is definitely worth buying a puppy of a young breed in the nursery. If only because experienced breeders, being members of a parent or other breed club, subject all their dogs to health testing, they can guarantee that the breeders and their offspring have the character traits that are expected of them. A responsible breeder is always interested in putting puppies in good hands. He does not hide information about temperament, health, and characteristics of the content. He will definitely explain why he sells some puppies cheaper and others more. Will help in choosing a puppy and support in the future. It is impossible to predict which puppy in a litter will become champion. For those who are interested in a show and breeding career in the future, it is better to think about buying a teenager or an adult dog. It is better to choose a puppy personally. Be sure to assess the conditions of keeping the dogs and scrupulously examine the litter. All toddlers should be well balanced, outwardly healthy, curious and friendly. Be sure to pay attention to compliance with the standard. Even at 2 to 3 months, a Eurasier puppy should in many ways correspond to the description compiled for an adult dog. Puppies must be treated for parasites and vaccinated in accordance with age, have a brand and documents of origin. The price of a Eurasier puppy starts from €1,000.